I just waited on these people, but I don't remember my first sale, I think.
Did you get commission for sales?
Yes, that we got.
Do you remember any really difficult customers?
Oh, there was some, yes. We'd call them the peels.
The pills.
The bad peels. But there wasn't too many, but there was a few. Some old ladies were there so finicky. It had to be this way and it had to be that way, and you could, you had to just pull out the shoes. I've seen us pull out maybe 5 or 6 pair of shoes before they decide on one. But that's just our jobs, and so
you just had to keep, had to deal with it.
Yeah. Well, this would be, and this would be that. You see, we had a display of shoes, and they'd walk around and they'd see that, they wanted that, and we'd go get the size they need, and all that. But then they'd see another one, they wanted that, and then sometimes they saw it somewhere in another store, they saw somewhere something, and they wanted to know if we had that. And
if somebody came in with a request, would the store order it? If someone came in with a request, like something that the store didn't have, could they order it?
They would only order if you wanted a pair of shoes that they handled and it didn't have your size. They would order that.
Okay. How did you get to work? Did you walk there or drive?
Oh no, I had a car. I drove to work when I started at Mervyn Collins. When I got married, before I got married, my husband showed me how to drive, so I knew how to drive.
What kind of car did you have?
We had a Ford, and it was I think it was 1950 or 1951.
I still don't have a car.
Huh?
I said, I still don't have a car.
Oh, you don't have? Not yet. Well,
once I get out of school, maybe.
When you're going to school, you see, the thing is, it's costing for college. Oh, yeah. It's terrible, the cost today.
It is ridiculous. It doesn't leave you with much left at the end of the month, that's for sure.
I know. And like your parents, that's hard. You're not married yet, hubby?
No.
So your parents, that's hard for your parents to help you out and just.
Yeah, I'm one of 6, so they can't really help me out. So.
Oh, okay.
There's so many of us. So let's see. You got promoted to the office.
Yeah, in fact, I did, but not long enough to say. I did go work in the from the shoe department. They needed someone in the men's department. So I went there for I don't even think it was for a year, for a few months. And then Mr. Milo Dabaval came. He was head in the office upstairs. And he came and talked to me about it. He says, Velma, I think you could make it in the office if you would want to come. I said, Mr. Milo, if I can't make it in there, I want my job back downstairs. Because, Bernice and I were just married, and we were depending on my job. Today it takes 2 people to work anyway.
Where did he work, your husband?
He worked for the City of Rain. And he was an electrician, worked for electricity.
My dad's an electrician too.
Huh?
My dad's an electrician too.
Really? And but he worked there over 30 years before he retired. Yeah, so I went upstairs and I learned. Well, Natalie, she's here. Natalie was there, and Yvonne is downstairs. She was also in the office.
You worked with both of them up there?
Huh?
You worked with both of them?
Yeah. And then we also worked with Teresa Grow, and I thought she was supposed to come, but she didn't come.
So you had to total sales, and what else did you do in the office?
Well, we had to do the posting. You see, people would buy, and we'd get those slips, and they had an account. So we'd put the account in it was almost a manual machine, but we'd post that on there. And we had to get up and wait on the customers because they'd come pay on their bills and stuff, you see. So we did that, and we had ledgers that we'd post.
So a lot of accounting.
Huh?
A lot of math and...
Oh, yeah.
So what did you learn while working at Mervyn Cons? Did you learn it?
Learn?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, with Mr. Bino being so kind to ask me to go in the office, I learned bookkeeping work. I mean, I was fortunate I did because I never went to college or nothing for that. I hadn't, but from there, learning at Mervyn Cons like I did, when I went to Range State Bank, I had no problems going there and waiting.
So it kind of gave you training for your next job.
I know, that's what it did. It really did. Because you see, I worked in the note department first at the bank, and we do the posting and the ledgers and everything very similar to what I was doing at Mervyn Cons. So I can thank Mervyn Cons, Mr. Milo Dalaval, for the training I had.
So how often did you interact with the cons?
How often what?
How often did you get to talk to them, like the family?
Oh, the family? Oh, well, we could almost do it on a daily basis. I mean, we didn't, but we could have because they were all, they were there. They'd come in periodically, and Mr. Leo Kahn he had an office usually there, and then Mr. Arnold Kahn would have the hardware, and he was there all the time too, and Mr. Barney Foreman was his son-in-law, and Mr. Edia Jankow that was Mr. Leo's son-in-law.
Were they all really nice?
They were all pretty nice, yes. Now, Mr. Jankow wasn't as nice as the Kahns himself. He was like, I imagine we would call him a foreigner because he was, his last name Jankow, that's not a common name. And I really don't know where he was from, but he was not as friendly and outgoing as the Kahns were. But you see, they had that store for beaucoup years before I ever went, and they were just as nice and kind as could be.
Did they run a tight ship?
Wasn't that bad. Was not that bad.
Let's see. Did they close the store for like Jewish holidays? Because I know they were Jewish.
Emmylou remembers. She says, Annalou, she remembers, she said that they used to close for the Jewish holidays, or like when they had started World War II or something, they closed the store and everybody went to church. Well, I wasn't there then, so she's going to be telling you all that because okay. I don't recall that at all because I wasn't there. But we would close our regular holidays, but their Jewish holidays, I can't remember that we closed.
Was Mervyn Cons open on the weekends?
So what?
The weekends?
We're open on Saturdays, but not Sunday, thank the good Lord Jesus. we were open on Saturdays. Oh, yeah.
So what is your favorite memory from Mervyn Cons?
My favorite memory was to be with all my friends. They were such good people. All those clerks and everybody we were almost like a big family, we were close. And like in the office, Natalie Quibido, she was married to my first cousin. So I knew her before I went to work there. And Teresa Grove, of course I hope she got there, but she was supposed to come. She was the oldest worker there, I think. And she just as kind as anybody could be. So my memory is of in the office, and then the shoe department. I liked Effie and Hazel, and everybody was so kind. I mean, I cannot say nothing wrong about those people because they were all so kind.
So it was just like a big family.
I know.
Did you go out after work together or do things together outside of work?
Oh, if we'd go out somewhere to eat or something. No, we didn't. We didn't do that. I guess in those days we didn't have that much money. But we did, we'd spend the whole week together. So
yeah, you're probably tired of each other by the end of the week.
It was tired. I mean, of course, I was married then, you see, and newly married, that is. You see, I just married in, I started working in 55, and I got married in 54. So Vernice and I would go out and, do things on our own and with the family.
So what was your least favorite memory from Mervyn Cons?
Those busy dynamite sale, you would call that. People were coming out of the walls. There's people to come by. You had to walk in between the customers to go, because you see, like when I worked in the shoe department and the men department, we wrote out, how much they gave us the money, and we went to the counter. And there was a little, just like at the drive-in window banks now.
Yeah, I saw those things. I was wondering what it was. The pipes.
Yeah.
That was the neatest thing.
Uh-huh. And we would go to the desk and we'd get the little container. Oh, I forgot how you could do a little